Thank you for joining us for this new edition of the Information Today. Burkina Faso opposition leader Zéphirin Diabré joined the government after serving as finance minister from 1994 to 1996. The politician was appointed Minister of Reconciliation. And the Seychelles archipelago at the time of the COVID-19 vaccination, the campaign was launched this Sunday in the presence of President Wavel Ramkalawan, a first on the continent. But before developing those headlines, a mission of ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, arrived this Monday in Bamako, the Malian capital. The 48-hour mission, led by former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, aims to take stock of the political situation in the country, and this with the authorities of the transition as well as the local political class. Concern is growing in Paris, France, following the disappearance of Diary Sow, considered as the best student in Senegal. She has not been seen since January 4. The Senegalese diaspora has mobilized this Sunday by distributing flyers in a neighborhood of the French capital, a concern also shared by the Senegalese consul in Paris, Amadou Diallo, who expressed his views on the situation. In Ivory Coast, the opponent Albert Marie Touakeus made a public appearance this Sunday, prosecuted for having participated in the National Transition Council. The president of the UDPCI had been on the run for the past 2 months, not appearing to be worried by the police. It was for a meeting with PDCI President Henri Konan Bédié that he was spotted. Burkina Faso's opponent Zéphirin Diabré returns to government. The former leader of the opposition, who was once finance minister, has been announced as Minister of Reconciliation. Inessa Karamoko.
Leader of the opposition since 2012, Zéphirin Diabré has made his party, UPC, one of the most important opposition parties in less than 1 decade. His party campaigns for democratic alternation and real change in Burkina Faso. Today, Mr. Diabré was appointed Minister of National Reconciliation. His challenge will be to lead the country along this way, a subject on which he spoke a lot during his presidential campaign. A doctor in economics and a politician, Zéphirin Diabré was not always in the opposition. In 1992, he was elected deputy to the National Assembly under the label of Blaise Compaoré's party. He was appointed Minister of Industry, Trade and Mines the same year. In 1994, he was in charge of economy, finance and planning in the government of Roch Kaboré, then Prime Minister. In 2010, he founded the UPC, which created a surprise in the legislative and municipal election of December 2012. His party won and took the second place with 19 deputies, 19 mayors and more than 1,600 municipal councillors. A new democratic wind is blowing over the country. Today, Zéphirin Diabré, who came in third place in the last presidential election, is minister to President Roch Kaboré, who had promised to work on national reconciliation.
In the news too, failure of talk around the Great Renaissance Dam. The African Union has announced the failure of talks between the envoys of Sudan, Ethiopia and Egypt. All now demand that negotiations continue at a higher level between the leaders of the 3 countries concerned and the African Union. The fight against COVID-19 continues to be organized in Africa and in the Seychelles. It is accelerating. The country is starting a vaccination campaign against the disease, a first on the continent, a subject of the editorial staff.
Et moi, pour le premier du monde qui peut recevoir ce vaccin. Et moi, envie que ça vienne l'exemple pour tous ces Célois qui peut dire ce vaccin, il y a un vaccin qui est safe, il y a un vaccin qui peut capable permettre nous mettre l'autre outils dans nos arsenal pour nous remporter la victoire.
As the country was experiencing its first COVID-19 related death less than a week ago, the vaccination campaign against the disease was launched. The archipelago has to receive 50,000 doses offered by the United Arab Emirates, with which it maintains close diplomatic ties. 80 people were vaccinated for this first, including former President Danifort. From this Monday, the campaign was extended to medical personnel on the front line against the virus, then to people working in essential sectors, but also to people over 65 years old. The rest of the population, estimated at 95,000, will be able to be vaccinated, but on a voluntary basis. In the sport news, very sad news on this Monday. The Franco-Congolese footballer Christopher Mabulu lost his life this Sunday. The 30 years old died of cardiac arrest while playing a match in his hometown of Montfermeil in the Paris suburban. The former player of Bastia and Nancy had been selected in 2015 to join the Red Devils of Congo for the African Cup of Nations. This is the end of this edition of the information. Thank you for following it. The news continues on Baris TV.
Baris TV, l'échange de l'Afrique avec le monde.